Hello, this is Jamie Maggart. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. It uses a basket of blooms. I use the leaves and this flower. And this doesn't have a sentiment, so I brought in Hello from Good Morning Magnolia. And I'm going to share with you another card I did with the same exact layout and the same supplies afterwards. Okay, so I have my card base, which is a heavyweight white 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have a piece of pear pizzaz, 4 1/4 by 5.5. That's going to fit on the front of this card. Okay. Oops, don't disappear on me. Come on. Then I have, this is a scrap. Okay. I had a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece of Whisper White, which I cut at 3 inches. And then I cut at 2 inches, and I cut these two pieces at 4 1/4 inches. Then I have, so this is 1 1/4 inches by 5.5, and this is this is Misty Moonlight, and this is 5.5 by 1.5, because these are going to layer together. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is stamp this part. I'm going to actually turn this just so it'll make it easier. You could probably stamp it before you cut it. I just wanted to show you how I did it, so I'm just going to place it down like this. And my ink colors, I have Soft Seafoam, Old Olive, Misty Moonlight, Magenta Madness. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the Soft Seafoam and this leaf, and we're going to do a random stamping background. So we're just going to take your time when you're stamping, just and go off the edge. And just keep turning the stamp to get it different directions. So we're going to stamp this whole background. Trying to do it in a little bit of a hurried fashion, but you don't want to go too fast, because then you end up with not getting the completed stamp. Like it only stamps part of it, and that's never fun. Okay, so we're done with the Soft Seafoam. I'm going to come in with the Old Olive, and this, I don't know if you can see it. Well, let's do it this way. Where is it? This one. We're going to fill in the background a little bit. Line it up. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can do them separate, but we're just going to fill in a few spots here and there with this one. fill this in. Again, don't forget to turn your stamp. Get different variations. Some of them can overlap, that's fine. I just want a little bit more down here. Okay, that looks pretty good, I think. See, maybe a little right here. Alright, there we go. Oh, we don't want to put this away yet. We're going to bring a scratch paper. I'm going to set this aside, and I got ink all over my fingers. Set those aside for a minute. We're going to take our scratch paper, and we're going to take that same leaf we just did our background with. Ink all over the block. Stamp too hard. Tap, tap, tap lightly. I'm going to stamp one of these leaves, just one. Okay. Close this up. Now I'm going to bring this strip in, which is our 1 1/4 inch strip. And the little flower, we're going to stamp that going up this strip. Get 6 of them. And we're going to use Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to start down here. Okay. And we're going to clean this off. We need it for the magenta Madness ink. Alright, and before we close up this Misty Moonlight ink, we're going to come in with our sentiment. And we're going to stamp it over here on this scratch paper. Okay, close this up. We're going to bring in the magenta Madness. We're going to stamp one of those onto our scratch paper. Perfect. Alright, done with all the stamping. These out of the way so I don't get ink on me. Now I'm going to mount this piece onto our Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to use wet glue for that. Gives me that wiggle room I like. It's going to be the same length as the Misty Moonlight piece. It's just going to be a little narrower, so there's going to be that little bit of a border around the edge. I'm going to turn it this way because I got a little ink here and I can hide that with my flower. Okay, so we got that. Turn this over. Okay, now for this flower we're going to bring in the small bloom punch. We're going to punch that out. Center it up in there. Punch that out. Now the leaf we have to fussy cut, but it's simple to do. So I'm just going to bring in my snips, and I'm just going to try to turn the paper and not the scissors. Try to have that cut be as continuous as I can. The more times you open and close the scissors, that's when the paper gets choppy, or you get those marks on the edge that you don't like. Okay, so there's my leaf. There's my flower. For the sentiment on this one, I just did the fussiness around the edge, like that. Not super great at this part, but I think it looked okay. Again, if you turn the paper, you get those nicer. Clean just this little bit up. There we go. So there's our pieces. Okay, now we're going to bring in the rest of the card. We're going to adhere this piece to the left side of this pear pizzaz. There's going to be a little bit of a border here. I'll just make this side, the border around this three sides the same or similar. And this other piece is going to go over here. Again, it's going to have that edge. Okay, this piece, we're going to bring in some dimensionals. Oops, those are little ones. I want the regular size. Well, let's finish up these edge. Okay. Alright, and this is going to go right over this section here, and it is the same height as the card. Okay, this little flower is going to get a dimensional on the back. Tuck that leaf in there. Okay, then that's going to go right here over this blue one. Right now, the sentiment, look, it's a dimensional on the back of it as well. I set that one down here. Okay. I added one of these yellow sequins from the holiday rhinestones, or the rhinestones. Right in the center of the magenta madness flower. You could do it on all of them if you wanted, but I just wanted that one highlighted. And then I'm bringing in the Forever Greenery, from the Forever Greenery combo pack, this gold twine stuff. And I just did loopies. 2, 3, like that. Nothing fancy. And I twisted it like that. Bring in a glue dot. tucked it underneath this flower here. You might want to put it down before you put your flower down. Have that dimensional help hold it. And then I pulled these out a little bit. Trim this end. I think I need another glue dot. Fold that down like that. There we go. There's the card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Now I want to show you another card I made. It's using the same layout and the same supplies, except instead of stamping this background and having this one be popped up, I stamped on the soft seafoam behind, and I embossed this white with this embossing folder. The Forever Greenery, I think it is. I can't find the holder. So these layers are popped up, and then just this flower's popped up, and these are right directly on the card base instead of on the strip. So it's the same layout, just gives you a different card. Same exact supplies. Well, thanks for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.